Okay, welcome everyone. As we learn, sponsored by the Fisher family, Lila Nishmas Basi Bas Rabit, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, and Pel Bas Ruvain, and the Neshama should have an Aliyah. We also learn Lila Nishmas Dav ben Chaim, L'Refu Shalem, Rafel Yomis ben Chai Sarah, Yaakov ben Bas Yalev, for the schus of Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family, by Yol Klugman and family, for their Panos Gzunt and Nachas. We learn L'Refu Shalema for Moshe Meir ben Estefadel, Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka, Hinda bas Chai Sarah, Chana bas Sheshabina, Rivka bas Shira Leah, Yitzchak ben Tzim ben Dusha, and Meir ben Chai Sarah. You should have L'Refu Shalema b'Seich Shar Chayla Yisrael. So the Mishnah tells us, again saying what happens if karbanos get mixed up. Kachim b'kachim min b'minai. If different karbanos get mixed up from different people, but they are of the same type, let's say two chatases get mixed up, two oilers get mixed up, so zeh yikrav l'shem mishahu, v'zeh yikrav l'shem mishahu. The kayin does the avodah, which is the same for each animal, and he just thinks that it should be for its proper owner. That's enough. Now, what happens? Kachim b'kachim min b'she'enai minai. What happens if two different types of karbanos get mixed up? Let's say, for example, the chatas and the shlamim get mixed up. Now, each one has a different procedure. The chatas has to be put on all four corners, where the shlamim has to be put only on two diagonal sides of the mizbeach. So then, yiruachi yistavu, you let the animals pasture until they get a mum. Once they get a mum, they could be redeemed. Then v'yamachru. But since you don't know which one of them was better and one was less, so maybe the chatas was the better one, maybe the shlamim was the better one. So if it was both of the same person, v'yamachri, you sell them. V'yavi b'dmei hayafin shebehem min zeh, you bring from the better one the chatas, and also you bring from the valley of the better one the shlamim. Or b'dmei hayafin shebehem min zeh. But you didn't make that much money. The yafsid amoisim abeisa, the extra money you gotta add from your bank account. Now, what happens if nisarvu b'becharu b'maisa? What happens if it gets mixed up with a bechar and a maisa? Now, the din is you cannot redeem a bechar and you cannot redeem maisa be'ema. So let's say a chatas gets mixed up with bechar and maisa. So yiruachi yistavu. You let it pasture until it gets a mum. And the din is that, now let's say it was a shlamim that got mixed up with bechar and maisa. So the din is that you can't redeem the bechar and maisa. Once the bechar and maisa get blemished, they could be eaten, the bechar by a kain, the meiser by the owner, but it has to be eaten according to the strictures of kachim that were disqualified, which means that you cannot slaughter it in a slaughterhouse, and other stringencies. And from the value of the best animal, you bring the shlamim. Hakol yechayl is now. Hakol yechayl is arev. All karbanos could get mixed up. Chutz min achatas min ashim. A sin offering can't get mixed up with a guilt offering, because a guilt offering is a male ram, and a sin offering is a female sheep. So it could never get mixed up. Now, ashim shenis arav b'shlamim. What happens if a guilt offering gets mixed up with a peace offering? Now, yiruachi yistavu, you let it pasture until they both get a mum. You sell them, and you bring from the value of the best one an ashim, and the value of the best one a shlamim. Shimon says no, they don't have to be left to get a mum. Because the procedure of an Oshim and a Shlomim are both the same. You sprinkle the blood, Shtayim Shein Arba, on two opposite corners, on the the northeastern corner and the southwestern corner. So therefore, the Kayin could do the procedure. The Oshim is only eaten for a day and a night, and it could only be eaten in the Azara, while Shlomim is eaten 2 days and 1 night. No problem. You'll make sure that this is eaten up in a day and a night. Since the Oshim is kachim, you'll slaughter them both on the north. And you'll eat both of them like the strictures of the Oshim. That means only by Zichrei Kahuna, and only in the Azara, and only for 1 day and 1 night. And when the Kohen does each one, he stipulates, if this is the Oshim, it's an Oshim, if it's a Shlomim, it's a Shlomim. Amrullah, they said to him, you can't do that. And the reason you can't do that is because Ein Mevi'in Kachim L'Beis HaPsul. The reason you can't do that is because that would cause that whatever is a day and a night left over becomes nicer, while the one that Shlomim really would have been kosher, because it could be eaten for 2 days and a night. So you're bringing it to be disqualified. However, Nisaru Chatichas B'Chatichas, where pieces get mixed up, a piece of Oshim gets mixed up with a piece of Shlomim. Here you don't have an opportunity to let it pasture. So there, if it's kachim b'kachim kalim, they have to be eaten all in the Azara by Zichrei Kahuna. Let's say something could be eaten only for 1 day, gets mixed up with something that could be eaten for 2 days and 1 night. It's eaten like the more stringent one, and it's only eaten. If it's kachim, one of them was kachim, it's only eaten in Azara by Zichrei Kahuna. If one of them is 1 day and 1 night, it's only eaten up to 1 day and 1 night. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.